uncertainty in the mental state, because when you talk about actual business skills, there are two elements that you must consider. The first is you have to know your target market. This mental state or the strategy that I've just described is good, but you have to be the expert in your field. You have to know the kind of market that is being served. You have to know the current supply. And what you're doing is you're trying to identify the gap between the current market and the supply. What do people want that they're not getting? And that's why whenever you try to start a business, the last thing you should do is go to the current suppliers. What you should do is go to the market. Go to the people who buy the service or buy the product and try to understand from them what do they want. This is what we call value added. What kind of value can you add to the product that they already have? So like the cell phones. People who are in the telecommunications industry understand the market for cell phones. They understand that first it was just, the value added was miniaturization. Second, it was transforming the cell phone into a multi-tool gadget, having the cell phone not just make calls, but surf the internet. So what you're trying to do is get at the diversified portfolio that customers want and identify which features they will be most likely to use. Now, there's a little bit of guessing here. Now, here I'm going to describe Google's method, because Google is well researched by now. Google has a 70-20-10 strategy. 70% of Google's bread and butter, 70% of their revenue comes from advertising for search. That's their primary mechanism for generating wealth. 20% is in new features that are opening up. So Gmail or the calendar. 10% then is devoted to research and stuff that's way out there. Stuff that no one has considered and that would be awesome, or what we call the wow factor, if you get access to it. So that 10% then can be translated into or added to the 70% of revenue generation once you get access to it. So here's where we then talk about market development. In every single market, there are three types of goods or services. There is the bread and butter stuff. This is the stuff that is a commodity that you use on a daily basis and that everyone has access to. There's the cutting edge stuff that is coming onto the market, the new features, the new services. That's what identifies you as a person who is either A, cool, or B, developing products in a totally new way. That's what gets you press coverage in a sense. The third element is the stuff that is in planning stage, prototypes. It's what you would call, for lack of a better term, below the horizon. So the sun is reaching the horizon, and the current products that you use are the sun at the top of at noonday. The stuff that you are looking at is stuff that's right above the horizon, morning. So what you're looking at is a development product cycle. The new products are in the initial phases of development. They are being produced for a new market. The current products have saturated the market, and they're the ones that everyone is familiar with. The pre-dawn products are the ones that people will need, but haven't been invented yet. Your revenue generation comes from the products that everyone currently uses. Your investment is into products that are being newly offered in the market. And then your research goes into products that are not yet being offered. So what you should have is a 5-stage plan, or a 5-year plan. You should be working on products at this moment that people have bought and that require customer service to help maintain customer satisfaction. You should be researching ways to develop new features of the current product, and you should be researching products to bring out a year from now or 2 years from now. Because what will happen is once you get to the stage of bringing products out 2 years from now, you are then entering the marketplace and competing with other players who are also bringing their products out at the same time. So that's what we mean by strategic planning. You must have a way to understand what kind of products will be offered in 5 years or 10 years. Or, on a shorter time scale, next quarter, third quarter, the fourth quarter. You can plan on a quarterly basis, or you can plan on a yearly basis. Now that's where we get into the nuts and bolts of managing an enterprise, as well as the technical details of how do you allocate your resources in the best way possible. So, again, the 20-80 rule. 20% of your resources can be spent on the products that are currently bringing the most revenue. So if your cash cow, as they call it, is a product that has saturated the marketplace, you don't have to perfect the product. All you have to do is go to customer service. And this is why most people go online. When they have online services, it allows them to make the customer service process very efficient. Your money then is being spent on the promotion of new products and the research on products that have not been invented yet.